Woo! I'm live. Okay. Oh, that looks so bright and clear. Okay, so this is the live, and I'm just getting things started. So, going to wait for some people to join, and let's see. Wow, this is really exciting. That is so clear. Hey everyone. If you can see me, put a 1 in the chat if you see me very clearly. Wow, I think it's very clear. If you can see me clearly, can I get a 1 in the chat? I think I did that right. Okay. Oh, okay, there. Okay, great. Oh, awesome. I see ones. I see ones. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Hi, everyone. I'm going to just go ahead and jump right in. This is the last live of 2020. I know I didn't schedule anything, but I couldn't let the year end without saying a few words to all of you. This has been an amazing journey and ride this year. We've learned so much, and I really just want to discuss tonight the future of the repat movement and where I see things going in terms of the repat movement. And I would love to hear from you. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. This is a live call-in show. So this is everyone join any topic. We're going to wrap it up. So anything that you wanted to get off your chest, even if you wanted to, share anything, say anything, feel free. Tonight is the Anything Live as we wrap up 2020. So I'm going to drop the link. Hi, Marcel. Okay, let's see. Okay. Hey, I see more people joining. Hi. Thank you for joining. I know I didn't schedule a live or anything. I surprised you a little bit, but I just wanted to wrap up 2020 with a few words. And if you are ready to get into the topic, can I get some fire emojis going in the chat? Because I would like to wrap up 2020 discussing my thoughts on the repat movement and the future of where it's headed and some things that I'm noticing and wanting to see in that space. Ooh, this is the anything show. So remember, we can discuss anything tonight. And Dominic has already come in the house. Dominic Laurel. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Oh, my goodness. Thank you. You are so generous, Dominic. If you want to come on the panel and have live chat with me, definitely hit the link. And I would love to have you come and speak. So Dominic has started us off already, and he says, "What do you dream about?" Ooh, that is a really, really great question, Dominic. Wow, you put something on my mind. So, when I think of what I dream about, and I really think about my wildest dreams, honestly, it's one of being free. And when I say free, I mean I want to be free from the corporate struggle, right? I want to be free from that 9 to 5 life. And I want to find ways to give back in a more organic way. I have so many thoughts about how I can help people in the world. And I've thought about like maybe purchasing a house somewhere in Africa, and maybe I wouldn't live there, but maybe I would allow like young girls to live there who maybe don't have homes. Like just thinking of ways that I can give back. So honestly, like when I dream about financial freedom. I dream about helping the world. As corny as it sounds, like I want to leave a legacy that this earth is better when I leave than when I came. And then, of course, I dream about the things that all girls dream about. I dream about falling in love one day. I dream about, the white picket fence and kids and all of that. But those things only happen at the right time. So let me know if that answers your question, Dominic, and we can definitely dive into that more if you'd like to discuss. Oh, we've got somebody up. Hey, Dickinson. Oh, I just lost you, Carrie. I saw you. I saw your camera. So click the link again. Hey, Dickinsons, do you want to come on and say anything? It's the Anything Live, so we can discuss anything at all. And everybody is welcome to come on the panel to share their thoughts. Dominic has already started us off being so generous with a super chat of $34.99. Thank you so much. And he asked a wonderful question about what I dream about. And I was sharing with him that, I dream about changing the world. He says, I was talking about when your dreams when you're sleeping. Dominic, oh my God. Oh, you want to know what I dream about when I'm sleeping? You know what's funny? I often dream about myself in water. Like I often see myself swimming, or I see myself in an ocean or a lake. So does that mean anything, Dominic? If you know something about dream interpretation, let a girl know, because I often dream about myself in water and I don't know what that means. So if you know like what that indicates, please do tell me. And let me know if that answers your question now. Hey Blaze, Happy New Year to everyone. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into the topic, and folks can join the panel as they wish. As I mentioned, it's the Anything Show, so you can call up to talk about anything that you want to discuss as we prepare to wrap up 2020. The topic that I wanted to expound on is the future of the repat movement as I see it. And I wanted to really give the repat movement a grade for 2020 and just flag some things that I've seen as someone. Dominic says, yes, I will Google it. All right, awesome. Let me know if you want anything else. Thank you. So I want to give the repat movement a grade, and I want to talk about some of the warning signs that I see for the repat movement, and also the positives where I think the repat movement is doing really well. And so if you have thoughts, let's definitely get into it. But first off, if you had to give the repat movement a grade for 2020, and we're going old school, we're talking A, B, C, D, F. That's how it was in school. Put in the chat for me what grade you would give the repat movement as a whole for 2020. Someone says I would give the repat movement a C. Okay. E for effort. They actually got up off their butts and did something. Very good point. Absolutely. Those who are doing it are doing it. And I think we have to be clear. For folks like us who may be commenting, we may be interviewing, we may be reporting, we are not the ones that are actually in the trenches. And so let's never forget that the folks who are actually getting on the planes and they're going to these countries, it's a whole different ballgame. So it's always easier for us to be on the sidelines and to say what we would do or what we wouldn't do. But the truth of the matter is no one knows what they would do until they are placed in that situation. So I do think we can extend some grace and some understanding. So very great point. Israel Simpson says, look good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Dewan says my grade would be a C. Okay, so for me, I am going to give the repat movement of 2020 a D. And as you know, in school, that is a failing grade. It's not an F, it's a D, meaning that there is significant room for improvement. And the reason why I'm giving the repat movement a D for 2020 is because I'm seeing that we are turning what should be a really positive experience where people get to be themselves, they get to explore different parts of their personality, they get to be who they are. I'm seeing that we're turning the repat movement into a religion. It's almost like we're beginning to worship the idea of repatriation. And if you know anything about our culture, you know that it runs very deep in the psychology of Black people, both Black Americans and Black people on the continent, to turn things into idols, into religions. And I have to be honest with you all, that concerns me. I believe that the repat movement is taking on a tenor where it's like you have to subscribe to groupthink. You have to act one way or you're ostracized. And that's not the way it should be. Everyone should be free to be who they are, and the repat movement should be supporting that. And so, what I would say as a caution, someone says, wishing you a happy new year, happy new year. Yes, happy new year to you all as well. Oh, there's Claire. All right, let me add her. We'll come back to that thought. Hi. She was on. Did you guys see her? She was on, and Claire, I think your camera may be cutting out. So maybe try reconnecting. So I will continue. And so what I would really like to see in the repat movement for 2021 is I would like to see us allowing people to be individuals, to be themselves. If they are quirky, if they are funky, if they are whatever. Oh, is that you, NC? Are you Claire? Okay, let me drop the link for you. Okay, you can join again. Okay, there's the link. So I really would love to see the repat movement allowing people to just be themselves. I want to see us be free, and I think the particular ideologies and the religiousness, it's just really starting to concern me. It's like you have to subscribe to one way of thinking in order to be a repat. And I really believe we need to start shifting away from that because that stifles creativity. So definitely let me know what you think in the chat. Do you agree? Do you disagree with that assessment of the repat movement? I'm seeing a lot of groupthink, and I just want to see people that are going back to Africa that they're free to be themselves, right? Everyone doesn't have to subscribe to the same ideologies, and everyone doesn't have to think alike in order to be productive. All right, we've got some comments coming in. Let's get them on the screen. All right. Repats are quirky and funky. All right. I mean that in the best way. Okay, let's see. We've got more comments. I have a new computer, so I'm still getting used to how all of this works. Okay, 1 second. Here we go. Okay. I'm trying to get this on the screen. Oh, almost. Why is this so? Okay, there it goes. Okay. Dickinson Adventure says, yes, I agree. We have seen people get kicked out of repat support groups if they don't agree or make the moderators mad. Oh my gosh. You see what I mean, guys? Like, and gals. uh, that's what I'm talking about. Like, people are getting kicked out of these groups if they just don't even agree with something that's being said. Is that the kind of movement that we want? So, are we exchanging one form of oppression and restriction for another? Let me know in the comments. Are we exchanging one form of oppression and of restriction for another? Because it sounds to me, and this is coming from the Dickinson Adventures, and shout out to the Dickinson Adventures. They had a trip to Tanzania, and they bravely shared their story. And they're telling us firsthand that they've seen people get kicked out of repat support groups if they don't agree or if they make the moderators mad. Is that what we want? Do we want to be crabs in a barrel pulling each other down because one person likes to wear kente cloth and another person doesn't? One person wants to speak a traditional language and the other person wants to speak a European language. Is this the kind of movement that we want? So these are the flags that I want to raise early on for the repat movement, because I am concerned that thinking is not okay in this movement. Thinking for yourself, making decisions for yourself. And is that really the kind of world that we want to create in the repat movement? Is it? I don't think so. That's not the kind of world that I want to come into when it's my time to go to Africa. And that time is coming, by the way. More on that to come in 2021. But yes, my time on the continent is coming. And so, the Dickinsons raise a very important point about the group think. And I want to drive home something that I'm seeing more often, and it really, really kind of gets me heated. I am seeing Black Americans going to the continent not on equal footing with our African brothers and sisters, but going to the continent almost as if they are ashamed of who we are and where we come from. And I have to say, that shouldn't be the case, guys. We have built an amazing culture. We are the trendsetters in this world. We create a dance, everybody around the world does it. We create a lingo or a phrase or a slang, everybody around the world is using it. Our hairstyles, our swag, all of that, music, language, food, these are all valid expressions of our culture. And so, my ask to you, my Black Americans, is that you don't go to Africa as if you are inferior because you're coming from America. And I just noticed that when I watch some of these videos, it's almost like a worship of Africa, a worship of Africans, instead of us coming together as brothers, as cousins. No, an African is not better than you because they were born on the continent. Your birthright is just as valid as theirs. If you feel what I'm saying, put a fire emoji in the chat. And if you don't, let me know as well. And you can come on the panel to tell me as well. But what I'm saying really is that this idea that Black Americans need to bow down to Africans is something that I've been seeing in more and more videos. This idea that we need them to civilize us. We have so much to offer Africa. We have so much to bring to Africa, and Africa needs that lifeblood. Africa needs that energy. Africa needs its strongest and its brightest to come back home. So don't you dare go to Africa with your head hanging down, ashamed of who you are, saying that you're speaking the colonizer's language. Do you know what they speak in most of Africa? French. French. Parlez-vous le français? Je parle français. French. Swahili. It's a traitor language. It's a mix of Arabic and a mix of African languages. Don't you dare go to Africa with your head hanging down, ashamed of who you are. We survived so much in this country. We were not broken. We will not be broken. So when you return to the motherland, I want you to go with your head held high. Take those recipes for collard greens. Take those recipes for fried chicken. We created all of that. And I should never, ever hear that Black Americans do not have culture. If you want to see me get spicy, tell me Black Americans don't have a culture, because that's when I'm going to go through the anthropological definition of culture and school you on what culture is. We have language, we have food, we have music, we have dance, we have religion. To my African brothers and sisters, I love you. I love you. But I am not going to bow down to you. I am not inferior to you. I am not coming to you, oh, please accept me. Oh, please accept. No. And I am seeing way too many Black Americans going to Africa with a badge of shame. And this is why the repat movement is getting a D from me right now. Because instead of going to Africa proudly with your head held high, you're going as if you are a beggar. Put some fire in the chat if you're feeling what I'm saying. Let me look at some comments. Guys, I'm getting a little bit, whew, I'm trying not to turn up. It's 2020. Happy New Year's Eve. I'm trying not to turn up, but I'm just saying these things need to be said, okay? Let me take a look at some comments. Okay, we are different. African Americans are looking for Wakanda. Tammy drops fire. Chrissy, fire. ADOS, fire. George Woods, what do you mean by technology and tradition? Oh, that's for George, not for me. Okay, got it. Okay, hey Nicole, hey, I see you. Who's coming on the panel tonight? If you want to get on live, hit the link. They need it and want it. Yes, DJ, preach. Preach. Hey, sis, look at that beautiful face. Sis, make sure to drop your business in the chat so that I can make sure to link people to you. Hey, pretty girl. So pretty. Barrel white being fire. Fire. I'm so glad to hear someone else shares my feelings about this. Absolutely. This has been needed to be said. Absolutely. Please turn up. People need to hear this. FBA Nigel dropping fire in the chat. Oh, FBA, you reminded me of something. Yes, that I wanted to mention. And we don't expect that from AAs are our leaders. Oh, thank you. I love my African brothers and sisters. Let us come together as equals, not as oh, Shinner says, I disagree. I think it's the opposite. Okay, cool. Let me drop the link. Whether you agree or disagree, it's the Anything Show. Here's the link. Click the link, come on, and tell me why you disagree. And let's discuss. It's live, it's no holds barred. DJ is not going to ban you for speaking your mind. This channel is for critical thinkers. I want critical thinkers. Even if you disagree with me, that's fine. But come and present your case before the people. This is the people's court today. Come and present your case before the people. If DJ is wrong or you disagree with what I'm saying, come and tell me why. Okay, so there's the link. Anybody that wants to come on. Okay, this is what I wanted to mention that I was reminded of. If you have seen a video of a repat spreading negative stereotypes about Black American women in a video, unconsciously or consciously, can I get a B in the chat? If you have seen stereotypes being shared with Africans on the continent about the Black American woman, let me see a B. Because what I'm seeing, and I'm just going to be honest with my brothers right now. You want your African women. That's fine. Love it. Beautiful. But you do not ever have to degrade, downplay, or disrespect the Black American woman to do that. Look at all these B's. Okay, look at these B's. I'm going to put them on the screen. B, 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 B. So I'm not the only one who is seeing negative stereotypes about Black American women being spread on the continent where Black American women should be able to be free, should be able to be themselves. I'm seeing videos where Black American males are going to the continent of fresh land and are spreading stereotypes that we are uncooperative, that we are not feminine, that we are not ladylike, that we don't know our place. This is disturbing because essentially your reputation is preceding you. So you mean to tell me Black American women are leaving America where they are held in place by stereotypes, by tropes, and they are going home where they then have to face those same stereotypes? Are you for real? You can't be serious. You must be joking. You must be joking. Hey, you must be joking. Black American women are being typecast before they even get to Africa. And this is 100% disturbing. Let me check some comments. If you feel what I'm saying, put some fire emojis in the chat. Let me know what you think. Let me see some of these comments. Okay. Someone says Gambia and Zambia are a slave owner paradise for colonialism. Oh, let's get those likes up, everyone. Let's get the likes up. Make sure you hit the like button. shaking my head. If I ever moved to Africa, I would move to Johannesburg, South Africa. I really have no desire to live in the Gambia. Wow. Wow. Here's what I'm going to say in response to that. For me, watching the repat movement and seeing what has occurred, I have determined that when I go to Africa for extended stays, and I mean like, staying 3, 4 months at a time, I will not go to a country that is uh, religious. I'm not going to go to a religious country. And the reason for that being is because I don't want to run or leave one form of oppression for another. And I think what a lot of Black Americans are missing is that you're running from one form of restricted place, restricted personage. And then when you enter into some of these societies, you're entering into an even more restricted place. So I understand what Michelle is saying. I know for me, I'm fine with church on Sunday, the mosque on Friday. I'm fine with all of that. But I personally do not want to live, even for months at a time, in a very religious society. And that is for many reasons. But the number one reason is because I honestly think that when we look at how Black people, we have a tendency to make everything a religion. It can't just be your opinion. It has to be an ideology. It has to be a religion. It has to be that everyone who doesn't agree with you is wrong and you are the only one that's right. And see, I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that. We have 42 people in the chat. Amazing. Let's get those likes up and let me return to the comments. So nobody wants to talk tonight? Where is everyone? Oh, I'm feeling lonely. Nobody's up for talking on the panel tonight? Okay. I guess you all just want to hear me talk. Okay. I'll oblige. Okay, let's see. We've got some more comments. Our Kathy has been demeaning, belittling Africans. No excuse for it. Yes. And here's what I want to say about our Kathy. First of all, a lot of folks have come onto my video and they're telling me, our Kathy's in Gambia. Our Kathy's in Gambia. Guys, she's not in Gambia. She's posting videos that are over 3 months old from the summer of her at the dentist. Okay. Our Kathy's not in Gambia. Until you see a live video of Art Kathy in Gambia, understand that that's just a mind game. Okay. And I actually linked one person. I put the link to the video where it was originally posted months ago. But what I will say on Art Kathy is that I saw her video where she was very emotional. This was an old video that she reposted recently. And she broke down crying about how uh, she was so self-conscious about her smile, and I could feel the genuineness from her. It was one of the rare moments where I really felt her genuineness. And it just made me think to myself, Art Kathy, if you were living your best life in the Gambia, why did you choose to degrade the people so much? You yourself admit that you were able to upgrade your lifestyle, your status. You were able to go to doctors that you did not have the money to go to when you were in the States. You had a better quality of life than you could have imagined. So was it worth it? And that's all I'm going to say about that. This isn't about our Kathy, but I just wanted to mention that. LOL, DJ, is there any place in this world that is religionless? No, there are religions everywhere, of course. I just mean where religion runs society. And I think we're all critical thinkers here. You know what I mean. In some societies, the culture is secular, there's a separation of government and state. In other cultures, there is no separation. In certain countries, the religion is the law of the land. For example, I wanted to go to Dubai a few years back, and I wanted to go so bad, so badly. And I decided not to go to Dubai just because I don't feel comfortable going to a country where you can be arrested for not being covered enough, or you can be arrested for being seen with a man that you're not married to. Like, religious police and things like that. And I have no problem with that in those countries. I'm just saying my preference is that I don't want to be in those countries. Definitely not for extended periods of time, maybe for 2 days, but not for extended periods of time because I don't know. DJ might get into trouble. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Americans hate to see whites belittling blacks, especially in Africa. Okay. Who would want to deal with that? Okay, got it, got it. So, yes, so back to the repat movement and the future of the repat movement. So, I'm starting to see this creeping inferiority complex in the folks that are going back to Africa. And so I know I got a little passionate earlier, but I'm just asking you, please, please do not go to Africa with your head hanging low because you are not inferior to anyone, number one. And number two, please do not take corrosive and terrible stereotypes about your own people to Africa. I know that when you do that, you think that it makes you look better. It doesn't. It doesn't make you look better. I know you're wanting to separate yourself from the group, but it doesn't help you to do that. It doesn't raise your status to disown who you are. So I love the idea of the repat movement and I want to be a part of it. And when I go back, I will be something of a repat. But I'm a solo flyer for the most part. So I'm not really into movements. I am an individual thinker. I think for myself. If something doesn't make sense to me, it doesn't make sense to me. If something doesn't sit well with me, it doesn't sit well with me. So I am an individual thinker. And I just am concerned that people that are going to Africa to be free are actually finding themselves in another form of servitude. All right, so I'm going to pause and catch up on some comments. Whew, comments are coming fast. Okay. All right, we've got 50 people in the chat. Woo! 50 people hit the like button. It's the Anything Goes show. So if you want to come on and speak your piece, you're free to come on. I dropped the link in the chat. If you need it again, let me know. And yes, okay. Okay, let me go here. Okay. All right. True. It's bad enough that it happens here in the US. If you are going those places, you must dress hijab in there. Correct. If you are going, and one thing I will tell you, I firmly believe in respecting the law of the land wherever you are. So I believe that wherever you are going to repatriate or even visit, I believe in being a gracious guest. And so when you go to Rome, you must do as the Romans. So if you are going to a country where the standard is a burqa and a hijab, you must do that. And so I am asking Black Americans, please research these countries before you go. If you know that you don't like to wear hijabs, then maybe going to one of those countries where that is the law of the land will not be the best fit for you. That doesn't make you weak. That doesn't make you less than. That doesn't mean you don't love your people. It just means that you are mature enough to understand, hey, I'm better here. This is my lane. Everybody has a lane. We all have a role to play. We can't all be everywhere. Like for me, when I went to Europe, I went to Germany and I visited several cities in Germany. Germany is the kind of country that I only need to see one time. One time. I had the food, I had the culture, I had my experience, but if I never went back to Germany another day in my life, I wouldn't think about it. Because Germany, it's not a DJ type of city. It's not my, I mean, country. It's not my vibe. It's pretty in certain places. It's cool, but it's not me. France, on the other hand, is a country that I will go back to again and again because it's more of my vibe. So understand what your lane is before going to Africa. If somebody understands what I'm saying, put a one in the chat. Do I need to start preaching tonight? If you understand what I'm saying, put a one in the chat. Okay. People underestimate the cost of living in Africa. Life is great there if you are rich. All right. 50 likes all. 50 likes. Yes, let's get the likes up. Yay, let's get the likes up. Okay, wait, I had this. Okay. How do you all like how I look on my new computer? Are you feeling this more? Like, are you able to see me more? I feel like my new computer and webcam is like clearer. It's like HD or something. Are you all seeing me like in HD? I feel like I'm very clear. Okay, it makes AAs look weak when they put down their culture to please Africans. Huh. You see what's on the screen? It makes AAs look weak when they put down their culture to please Africans. Okay. Do not just go to Africa with religious ideologies. Africans have been believing into whatever they believe for centuries and in peace. All right. Gambia is 90% Muslim majority, but they accept Christians, atheists, etc. They will accept you whether you are religious or not. Yes, and we're not saying they won't. However, if someone does not prefer to live in an Islamic society, there is absolutely nothing wrong with saying, hey, that person does not prefer to live in an Islamic society. It goes so much deeper than who accepts you. We're talking about laws, customs, social status. A woman will never have the same status as a man in a Muslim majority country. It's not that way. And we're not going to debate whether it's right or wrong. It just is what it is. We don't have to disregard reality to love Africa. We can accept reality and love Africa at the same time. Okay. Woo! All right. I'm seeing one. Y'all, who's coming to chat with me tonight? I feel like there's 51 people in here. Whoa. I want to see someone on the panel. There's so many comments. I'm trying to keep up. Oh, wait. Let me see. Oh, how does anyone know how I can make someone a moderator? I don't see how to do it on StreamYard. I wanted to make someone a moderator. Does anyone know? Sure, Nigeria, Gambia. Sure, Nigeria, Gambia, Ghana, not my vibe. Wow. I don't think any African country is. NC, definitely tell us more about that. I'm confused about this conversation because it doesn't apply to West Africa at all. Every country in West Africa is a free religious practice. I didn't say West Africa. And the thing is, Africa is a very big place. So when I'm talking about Africa, I'm talking North Africa, East Africa, South Africa. And there are religious countries in West Africa as well, but perhaps it's not as deep. But when we're talking about Africa, we're not talking about a specific country. We're just talking the whole of Africa and determining what place might be best for you. So maybe you want to go to East Africa, but the country may be very religious, or it may have a set custom in place that ties back to a religion, as someone mentioned about the hijab. So if you're a woman who doesn't wear hijab, you may not be at your best in that environment. And it's okay to say, hey, maybe that's not my lane. Oh, thank you. You looking more gorgeous. Oh, I feel excited. Oh, thank you. AA women, please stop. Woo! Oh, oh. Should I leave this on the screen for a moment? AA women. I'm reading the comment now. This is not me. This is from the comment. AA women, please stop smiling and giggling when an African man says, I want to marry you. It's not a compliment, it's disrespectful. What? Wait, okay. I need you to expound on this. So please share more. What do you all think of this comment in the chat? Let me know. What do you think of this comment? AA women, please stop smiling and giggling like this. When an African man says, I want to marry you, it's not a compliment, it's disrespectful. Agree or disagree? Let me know in the chat. Yes, you look great. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm not feeling so lonely now. I was feeling so lonely for New Year's Eve. It's quarantine and I'm observing and staying home as much as possible. So I'm so happy I can spend it with you all. You're looking good as usual. Thank you. Yes, I also want to know what is disrespectful about that. What is disrespectful about that? African Americans are not weak. God chose us. The 400 years are up, and yes, we do have our own land and will return. Okay. Pa, you have a lot to say. If you want to come onto the panel, just hit the link so that you can share more of your thoughts. Hello, hi. Exactly. She's just showing old videos from Gambia. They're so old. Like, you guys can't tell with all those filters. Like, if you just scroll her page back to the summer, you will see all of those old videos posted. I'm really surprised that people are so easily fooled. Like, I'm like, wow, y'all really believe? Like, okay. Okay, disagree. Okay, let me know why. Okay, I'm gonna drop the link to come on. I don't share my city and state for safety reasons. The internet is a wild place, so I don't share my city and state. I do live in the West. Okay. Okay, let me drop the link. All right, there it is. I'll leave it on the screen. And if you have anything to say about what we're discussing, or it's the Anything Show, feel free to hit the link. I actually want to talk to folks tonight. So where is everyone? Are y'all like booed up and you just can't be on camera tonight? Or what's going on? Um, okay. So yes, so that's all I really want to say in terms of the repat movement. I like the idea of the repat movement. I support the idea wholeheartedly. What I'm not feeling with the repat movement is this idea that Black Americans are going to Africa as as inferiors. I am not on board with that. I don't support that. And African Americans, Black Americans, I understand you want to show, you want to show deference, right? You want to show love. You can show love without lowering yourself. You can show love without putting your own people down. You can show love. Oh, someone says check your mic volume. Are you all able to hear me? Let me, if you can hear me well, give me a 1. Let me turn it up more. Okay. If you can hear me well, give me a 1. Someone says check your mic volume, please. Are you all hearing me? Okay, let's see. 1, 1. Yes, but voice fades in and out. Let me see. It goes in and out, but still audible. Okay, let me check one thing. 1. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, I just literally muted it. Okay, are you hearing me well, or is it still going in and out? Low volume. Okay, so let me do this. I'm going to pause, go off screen, switch some things up, and I will be right back. So consider this intermission, talk amongst yourselves, talk, chat, and I will be back. And get the likes up while we're on break. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, hi everyone. How is this? Now let's get a 1 if you hear me. If you hear me well. Okay. If you can hear me well, let your girl see a 1 in the chat. Okay. 1. Okay, 1. Yay. Okay, awesome. All right, I switched a few things around. Do I have any techie people in the house? I right now have, so the computer I was just on is a Windows operating system. So I got a new computer. It's a Lenovo Yoga. And I don't know if I'm feeling it. I'm on the Mac right now, and I feel like the Mac is like so I don't know. Do I need to stick with Mac, y'all? I thought I was tired of Apple, but it seems like Apple is the winner. Okay, 11111. All right, cool. Okay, let's see. What are people talking about? Okay. South Africa is definitely on my list. I actually believe that I have my itinerary for when I go to Africa, and I want to go for a few weeks, but I would like to do South Africa, Ghana, and then Senegal. So yeah, I'm definitely excited. South Africa is on my list. I think that'll be the first place I probably visit. So that's my grade for the repat movement. I'm giving the repat movement a D for 2020. I would like to see in 2021, I would like to see the repat movement really begin to just become more organic. Just be yourself, go back to Africa, get that energy that you're looking for, but you don't need to force it. You don't have to try so hard. You don't have to try so hard, And let's see. Someone gave it a D plus. So is DJ right? Did I grade it properly? So it sounds like folks agree with me that the repat movement got a D for 2020. I want to see the repat movement get an A for 2021. Are you in Tanzania or Tanzania still? So I am not in Tanzania. A couple that I interviewed were in Tanzania. Oui, j'adore Dakar. Yes, absolutely. And so, yes, for the repat movement to work, there's going to have to be a separation of church and state. And what I mean by that is not the literal church. What I mean is the mind. The mind. There has to be a separation of you have to think like me in order for us to work together. You don't have to think like me for us to do business together. You don't have to think like me for us to have a community together. If there is respect, then we can all go forward. And that's another thing I see everywhere. Unity. Oh, unity. Unity is not the end goal, because as human beings, there will always be competition for resources, for mates, for property, for land, for food. So my ask to Black people, Americans and Africans, is that we begin to evolve and mature and understand that we don't all have to unify in order to progress. Well, if you feel that, put some praying hands in the chat, because I just felt that. Well, yes, let me get some praying hands in the chat if you understood what I just said. And I actually have come up with my motto for 2021. And my motto for 2021 is progress over perfection. Progress over perfection. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. Uh-oh, I see the Dickinsons. Hey, Dickinsons in the house. Okay. Are y'all coming on the panel tonight? What's going on? Don't agree. LOL. Well, you know the drill. Tell me why. And this is the last time I'm going to drop the link in the chat, and then I'm just going to make it the DJ show. Since folks are, shy tonight, I'll just make it the DJ show if that's the case. Yes, definitely. Come spend New Year's Eve with your girl, Dickinson Adventures, and whoever else is out there. Just wanting us to go into 2021 with good vibes. Now, I wanted to say a final word on this whole thing about, yes, progress over perfection. Yes, that is my motto for 2021. Progress over perfection. Say it with me. Progress over perfection. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. You can have progress without it being perfect. If you are waiting for things to be perfect, you will never start. You will never advance if things have to be perfect for you to get anywhere. So let's prioritize progress over perfection. And so I wanted to say this. So let me come back to myself, because I'm feeling myself. Let me come back to what I was going to say about those harmful stereotypes. I'm trying to adjust. Okay, maybe that will do it. I have my lighting and it frazzles. Okay, that's better. So 44 people in the chat. Hey chat. Hi, hola, bonsoir, assalamu alaikum. Hello, everybody. Hit that like button as you come in. Any super chats are definitely welcome. And it's the anything show, so anything you want to discuss, we can discuss. The link is in the chat. So I wanted to mention one more point about not carrying those stereotypes over to Africa. Now, I've seen a lot of folks, not just the men either, even, women in the repat movement have spread harmful stereotypes about how Black American women are argumentative and, are drama. And I'm like, okay, I'm watching, I'm peeking. You know what I see on YouTube? I see African women fighting each other left and right. I see African women from the continent arguing with each other on live streams. You haven't seen DJ or any other Black American women in the repat movement arguing on live streams. I've seen African women doing it. I've seen African women putting up posts, calling out their fellow sister. I've seen posts where African women are going in on each other in the repat movement. But I don't hear anyone saying that they're dramatic. I don't hear anyone saying that they're drama queens. I don't hear anyone saying that they're ghetto. I don't hear anyone saying that they are unfeminine. So it sounds to me like we are dealing with double standards. Because if two Black American women got on live and were arguing with each other back and forth, raising their voice, yelling, screaming, screenshotting, posting pictures, oh, you all would have a field day. Put a 1 in the chat if I'm telling the truth. If Black American women in the repat movement were carrying on in this YouTube space, put a 1 if everybody would be making videos about how ghetto they are and how much they are drama queens and how they don't know how to act. Put a 1 if I'm telling the truth. And I'm going to check out some comments. Okay, let me see. Leave your fears in 2020. Agreed. Okay, but too many Gambia and Zambia people fighting AA, trying to improve their countries. Yes, that person is not friends with her repat group. Gambia is going to have a presidential election soon. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, I hope for any folks that are going to be traveling to Gambia that they'll be safe, because we've heard on this channel from people that have gone to other countries during election time, it can be very dangerous. So thank you for letting us know. And for any folks that are going to Gambia, please look into that. I don't know the political situation in Gambia, but someone is saying that they're going to have a presidential election soon. So if Gambia is on your radar, then please keep an eye on that for your safety. One. So here's the thing. We are all humans. We are all humans. It's okay to get upset. It's okay to get frustrated. But my issue is, do not put that stereotype onto the Black American woman when all around us we see African women actually carrying it out. But you don't say anything when you see the African women doing it. When you see the African women hooping and hollering and fighting, oh no, you don't say anything at all. Oh no. Oh no. So no, I'm going to say this right now for the repat movement. The Black American woman will not be your scapegoat. I repeat, she will not be your scapegoat. And my sisters, if you are going to Africa as a part of the repat movement and you see people trying to put stereotypes onto you, I encourage you to get into a group or to get into a circle where that is not the case. Because it's almost like you're setting yourself up to be a second-class woman in Africa. The irony. You're going from America to be second class in Africa? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. So that's all I have to say about that. So that is my grade for the repat movement. I'm giving it a D for the year 2020 due to the reasons that we discussed. I want to see it do better in 2021. And these are my concerns. So I want everyone out there that's a part of the movement, be cautious. Be cautious of getting in these groups where you have to agree with everything someone says or you're getting kicked out. Because what if you get over to a location and you were depending on these people, and now all of a sudden, because you don't agree that up is down or down is up, now you're finding yourself stranded. Use your mind. A lot of repats, especially the women. If you've noticed that it's especially the women that are struggling, let me know in the comments, because it seems like the women seem to struggle a lot with staying in these groups and getting kicked out of these groups. So if you see this happening to other women, know that you are not the exception to the rule. It could happen to you. You think you're so different than her, but all it takes is for you to disagree with the wrong person, and boom, you're kicked out of the repat movement too. Right? So, all right. So that's all I have to say about that. Is there anything else we need to discuss? I'm not going to keep this live long. We're at 1 hour and 12, so I will wrap it up in the next few minutes, 5 or 10 minutes. Is there anything else we need to discuss? Oh, I see some folks.
Oh,
hey. Oh, we've got some more people. Hey, Dickinson. Everybody say hello to the Dickinson Adventures family.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, and we've also got Pa on the line. Pa, can you say hello and introduce yourself as well?
It's hard to hear you. It's coming in very bubbly. We might need to go
Leave
off
and come back, maybe. Yeah.
You're not hearing me?
Yes.
Oh, now we can. Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Okay. Let me know. Okay. Are you hearing me or not?
Yes,
I am now. Yeah, we can.
Yeah, I can hear you too.
Okay, perfect. All right, so what we're going to do, I've talked enough. So we're going to let the Dickinson Adventures share anything that they want to share. And then, Pa, you can jump in after them. Does that sound good?
Yes.
All right, awesome. Okay, take it away, Dickinsons.
I just wanted to come on here tonight because you're talking about the future of the repat movement. And one thing I do want to say, we've always, since we came back, we're always examining the things that we did when we went to Tanzania. Like, what did we do wrong? What we could have did better and things like that. And one thing I do want to say, which I think is very important, is having an actual repat assistance program in the places that we're trying to go, to make it a little bit easier for us, so that the locals already know we coming. Like, everybody is already like mentally prepared. And I say that because with us just going to Tanzania on our own accord and not really having any support or backup, like we've got, like we told you before, we got backlash from locals and things like that, which I really just think were just small misunderstandings, but is blown up into be something greater. And I feel like with the communities being as tight as they are, and everybody working together over there and thinking like with one mind, I think that it's possible to unknowingly do or say something that can offend people and have a whole village or city like against you, which could make the situation then, you know, make it harder for you or make it more dangerous. Just like what happened to Art Kathy in the Gambia. Everybody got, you know, pissed off with what she was saying and doing. Now, I don't think hers was unknowingly, but I'm just saying, like, us, I know we've done things unknowingly. We only just want to help people, but we've had people accuse us, like we told you, of being agents. Now the newest rumor is we stole a phone when we were in Arusha. Like, that's the newest.
My gosh, I saw that. someone left a comment on
Yeah.
our interview, and I told them, I said, I need to see proof, because how can you just
Thank
come
you.
and say something
Thank
like
you.
that? What
Yeah.
do you guys think about that? That was shocking to me.
Yeah, it was shocking to us because, just to be honest, DJ, we had so many problems with having phones. We actually had bought brand new cell phones before we went on our trip because we were trying to make sure we had a good plan and things like that. And our phones didn't even work. So we were actually using our host phone, the host that we had in Arusha that I met on Facebook. Like we said, we really didn't know this woman. We were buying airtime for her phone every day. Every day that we were there, we were buying airtime to get online to make sure that we could upload our videos. And like the airtime that we bought right before we left, we didn't even get to use. We left it with them because we didn't want anybody saying, "Oh, well, you taking our stuff and can't return it." And I told Robbie, I said, "We're not taking this phone because I feel like it's gonna be something." And we didn't even take it, and it's still something, you know. And I don't know where that could land us. You know, they're talking about reporting us to the government again
Girl.
for this Samsung Galaxy phone that we can't even use here.
Girl, and I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Robbie because he's in the background cracking up. Robbie, I need you to jump in here. You are the man. Okay, you the man. Oh, I mean, I think you need to talk about this one.
I agree with what she said, what you said, and like you said, where's the proof? Like, I seen someone putting out comments, it was kind of rude, but they was just like, shut up and show me the proof. If you can't show us any proof, don't put anything else on here. And that's what we need to see, like proof. And the phones there, not to go over cost stuff like that, but maybe $50 you can get a good phone, a real good phone for American $50.
Yeah.
So like,
So why would we still? I just don't get it.
Yeah. You know
Like,
what the person said in my comments, and I don't know if this is true, but they said there's an interview that's coming out with the
yes.
person. Do you all know who's going to be interviewed? Because I'm like, what? So apparently this person's coming on YouTube to tell their side. And I was just like, what?
to tell their side about the cell phone.
That's That's
Stop.
what they said in the comments. So I don't know,
I
but yeah.
I thought that, well, I took offense to it because, like I said, we lost a lot of money when we were in Arusha. We lost a lot of money trying to just get online. Like we bought a modem, some little modem contraption that we couldn't even use. Like we were just wasting money on all kind of stuff when we were in Arusha because our host did not understand what we needed to get online and use YouTube and things like that. So it really, I'm not gonna lie, it did piss me off a little because I'm like, we just wasted money. And then when we even got a cell phone in Zanzibar, we were overcharged. We were
Wow.
severely overcharged. And we even went back up to the vendor and said something to him about it because we just didn't like that. We were tired of being overcharged and lied to and things like that. That was about our third week of being there. So we were tired by then. So
Oh,
we've said something about it. So that's why I'm
yeah.
like, how? And we paid 100,000 shillings for a phone that costs 40,000. So
What?
we were more than double charged. So I'm just like, where is this story coming from? Why has this story even popped up? Like, what did we do? This was our first time leaving out of the country. I thought we would have got some brownie points for choosing Africa first, like, but it didn't happen like that. Like,
No, it did not. Let me let Pa jump in, but
yeah.
stay on the line because I do want to come back to what you said about there needs to be support before coming back. So I actually want you to expound on that and what type of support you think needs to be there, what you would want so that people can know. But Pa, let me let you jump in. Thank you so much for being patient. What did you want to share, Pa?
Oh, it's all good, DJ. First of all, I'm gonna say for giving me this opportunity to be on your life. I mean,
Oh,
I've been,
you're
you know, and I'm gonna say greetings to our now in adventures. Something like
Hey,
Hello,
greetings.
greetings, my brother.
Greetings.
as well as the people on the chat. I mean, there is I want to talk about, which is you give the Repatriate Association a D. I'm gonna probably give them a, and this is my reason because
Wait, I'm sorry. Hold up. Is he breaking up for you all too?
Just a
Okay.
little.
Yeah, Pa, your sound is breaking up. Like
oh,
we're getting like every other word.
can y'all hear me good now?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what I was saying is the Repat Association, whatever you can call. I give them an A for the fact that these are um these are black people around the globe that are not continental Africa, but decided to somehow for a holiday for a period of time to spend their time, their money, and also to discover this. And this is a brave move. It's huge. So I'm not gonna definitely look at them as people that are not willing to or don't even know what they're doing. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give them for having that courage to go ahead and take such a big and bold move.
I'm sorry, Pa. The people in the comment section are saying you're still breaking up.
Oh, probably. Okay. Then I'm gonna have to go. Can y'all hear me now, or do I need to get off and come back in?
Can you hang up and call back in and just make sure your signal is good? Because the folks in the comment section are saying like you're breaking up too.
Okay, I'm gonna try to do that.
Okay, just come back in.
All right, no problem.
Okay. Yes, okay. Let me call out this comment. David says, hey, y'all, can I just say DJ is looking super beautiful tonight? Oh, thank you. Thank you, David. Okay, so Dickinson Adventures family. So you mentioned that you want to see support. So what does that look like specifically?
I would say just like almost like just an advocate or some sort of resource where we know that we could get housing without getting scammed. We know that we could go out and how we could purchase our vehicles, tell us the laws on how we can be legal citizens here, because like a lot of people are just going over on the visa and they're just like hopping around and going different places. So just anything like that where we could get more information, like I say, where the people already know that we're coming and kind of know what to expect when we come there. So everything is not so offensive, like everything we say or everything we do is just like, oh, those African Americans, they coming over here, like, so it's not so much of that going on, because like I said, we're doing things that we don't even realize we're doing. That's just like our culture, and we don't think anything is wrong with it, but it goes against the cultures of the community that we're trying to blend into.
Wow, that's really deep. Robbie, do you have anything to add on that? Or anything you want to share in general?
You
I
say
just want to make sure.
something.
I just want to make sure both of you get a chance to talk. You know.
I just like to stand with her light, and it makes me look a little bit prettier. That's the only reason why.
Ah,
You're so crazy.
well, she is a beautiful lady.
But no,
Thank you.
yeah,
Well, well. Let me
actually,
let me ask you this. What are your thoughts on some of the points that I shared earlier about what I'm seeing among repats where they are going to Africa almost in this inferior position? And I'm just commenting on what I'm seeing on videos, how they're interacting with Africans when they're joining lives. It seems like they feel like they need to distance themselves from their own Black American culture in order to be accepted, and it just doesn't sit well with me. What's your perspective on that?
they could just be not. They could not know how to just accept somebody's else whatever and not lose themselves. Some people just don't have it in them, to keep whatever they really stand true to and not conform or not feel like you say so down or so low about yourself. And like you say, you're great no matter what they say. You're great. Our women, African American women, are the best in the world. You know, the men we getting there, but we still got some good ones. We good, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think we really do need to stop coming at any situation, even here with jobs, with people that we may see as a higher class than us, or whatever might be going on. You hold yourself to your standards and forget what anybody else has to say about it. So
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Well, Pa is back with us. Pa, do you want to go ahead and jump in?
This time around. Can you hear me, DJ?
Oh, yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. You might as well go ahead and ask your people in the chat if they can hear me, so you know that I go ahead.
Oh, okay, sure. Folks in the chat, can you give me a 1 if you're hearing Pa? He just wants to do a sound check before he starts.
Right.
check, 1, 2, 3.
Right? Okay, let me. Okay, Pa, why don't you just go ahead and get started and let's see how it goes.
Okay. Yeah. What I was saying earlier on is, I'm gonna give the repat movement like an A+ for the fact that they are not continental black people that was not born and raised in Africa, but they also have the boldness, willingness, and the heart to visit Africa and spend or kind of report to Africa for a period of time. This is a big move and it's a bold move. And I would say congrats to anybody that is black. It's not continental African, but willing to go to Africa for a day. I say kudos to you, and you have highest respect.
Wow. Okay, I got that. So, for those who may not have heard, Pa says that he gives the repat movement an A. He said it takes a lot to go back to the continent. And yeah, he would give them an A and give them props.
Right. And the other thing is there is a lot of issues that people are just talking about. It makes it look like it's against the African American community and the continent, which I think that is, in my own perspective, I think we as black people have a problem. We have a problem everywhere. What you cry in Africa as an African American, same issue you would see in America. What you would cry as a continent in America, in the African American community, is what you have left back home. So it's not a separate African American and continental Africans seeing themselves different or being a community don't feel safe or whatnot. It's about black. We as a people, generally, everywhere in the world, will face the same consequence. In America, you don't have anybody but your family. 9 out of 10, you don't even have your family. You just have you. You do you. And it takes a lot to survive. It's the same way in Africa. There is no difference. We have to walk within as black people. See what is our problem. See why we cannot get along. See why it is so hard to believe and trust each other. Respect. And as well, walk in line with just being that is what we, but as soon as we started talking about, continental Africa, there is a separation power of people.
Oh, Pa, I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but a lot of people are saying that you're buffering, you're breaking up, something is up with your microphone or device. I'm not hearing you really well either. Dickinson's, are you hearing Pa come through either?
Just like every few words. Every few words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's probably my location. I'm not in a house with a Wi-Fi right now because I'm outside, and maybe it's where I'm at right now. That's where the connection is really bad.
Okay, no problem. Well, here, I'll let you go, but just let us know the rest in the comments. And then, of course, you're always welcome to come on anytime. It just sounds like the Wi-Fi is, the connection's not good.
All right, but I appreciate that. Thank you so much, DJ.
No, thank you, Paul. I'm so happy that you came on. Thank you. All right, Dickinson. So the question of the hour. I asked people in my comment section. I said, if you were the Dickinsons, would you go back to Tanzania?
I keep
Wait,
trying
wait,
to.
wait, wait,
Go
wait.
ahead.
Everybody said no. Everybody. I think the Tanzanians and the Americans were agreed on one. They were like, no. So you tell us in the chat. We have 42 people in the building. Hit those fire emojis if you are enjoying the show. This is the Anything Show. I'll drop the link again. We're discussing whatever tonight. So Dickinson, what did you think about that? And will you all be going back to Tanzania?
Every time somebody says that, we let them know, like, even though we shared our troubles with people, like, we didn't see it as like this horrible, the worst time of our lives, like vacation. It wasn't that. We learned a lot. We loved a lot. We just being real about our situations. Like, this stuff really happened. But I will say, like, we were ready to go back to Zanzibar. We definitely were. But now with all these hostile locals saying that we're doing all these things, I am going to be honest. Like, we're going to take a little break before we go back. Because like I said, I don't understand what I did. And I don't want to be in a place where I can unknowingly cause such a problem with the locals. Like, I'm not trying to be in a place like that. I'm just being honest. Me just being totally transparent. I would have to find another place to go, which we already said we are going to visit other African countries. We're not saying that we're never going back to Africa.
I'm
Mm.
going back.
Yeah.
You going back?
I'm going back to Zanzibar, and I let people know when I'm on the island. So if they
Oh,
have any words for us, they can talk back. Hey, you know what?
Robbie trying to get beat by the police.
By the
I ain't
I was
trying to
about to
get
say
beat.
that's the only people
Robbie,
that I worry
he
about. Them
letting
police.
y'all know. He said he want to see you when he get to Tanzania. So if you're watching, Robbie said pull up. I'm just kidding.
No.
But it's in our culture to be defensive when people saying all of these things, and you know how we could get, like, that's how we handle our problems though, really, like over here, like we just but we're not trying to do that.
No, I really do. I really would go back, like I say, to Zanzibar Island and enjoy myself. I really don't think. I think a lot of this stuff is always an internet thing. People would
Yes.
never come to your faces and do that, like I say, and all this internet talking and stuff. We enjoyed ourselves. We wasn't
Yeah.
there on anything violent, anything crazy. We actually found out from the repatch. You know what I'm saying? Especially the Jamaican cats. They were like, they're not on that level here. They don't fight the same. They don't argue the same. Like, don't go at
Yeah.
them with the same energy as you have out here, because
Mm-hmm.
we literally seen people pushing and shoving and then turn around and hugging each other. Or the most violent fight we seen was pushing, like shoving, no
Yeah.
punches,
No
except
punching.
except when the DJ hit a girl.
Yeah, that
Not you,
was
DJ.
DJ did not hit anybody.
Didn't hit
Don't say that about DJ. I'm a law-abiding citizen.
yes. We are
Let me
too.
add African Millennial. Welcome to the show. Please introduce yourself and tell us what's on your mind.
Hi everybody, what's up?
What's up?
Yeah, I completely forgot it's the last day before New Year's, at least where I am. I know probably other people it's already New Year's. So I'm really turned. I'm really happy and
She's hurt.
I'm so hyper. But I really like this topic because I feel like now at this part of the year, I can just laugh at all this drama that happened. But I'm not gonna lie, once it was happening, I took it so serious.
Serious,
Yeah.
yeah.
But at the end of the day, if somebody goes on and says, let's say they say that Egypt is the worst country in the world, that's their experience. You
Mm-hmm.
should just let them vent. You should let them have it.
Mm.
Because I've noticed some people who do that, they'll say that, but then looking back, they'll actually stay in the country. They'll give it a chance. So I think continentals and um, African Americans and other diaspora just need to chill out a little bit and really try to see if they could help each other.
Right.
Mm.
Because as Paz said, it's not easy to go to Africa. Like, it's
Mm.
not. It's a completely different country, completely different laws. There may be language barriers, especially if you're not in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And again, because they automatically think you're rich because you're coming from foreign.
Mm.
So you might even find somebody, but that person literally will only be nice to you because they think you have money,
Money,
you
yep.
know? So it takes time to even find reliable continental Africans when you go there. So I feel like some people just don't understand how hard it's not easy. It really isn't. It's not easy to uproot your life and go somewhere completely different. And when people say, oh, you're supposed to research, but a lot of these resources that are in Africa are not online.
No.
Like
Nope.
Africans don't do online thing. Everything is in person.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just have to congratulate you, Dickinson Adventures, because I saw that interview and you guys didn't say anything all that bad. I don't know why people were so angry. I mean, it was election time, so
Yeah.
Right.
in certain countries things get very crazy. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Even the countries that you don't hear about bad things in election time, it
Mm.
doesn't mean bad things aren't happening. It's just not publicized. Because let's be honest here, no country wants to admit
That
the
they
bad things that go on there,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
right? With what country is gonna say, "Oh, we do this, oh, we do that"? They're not gonna put that in the news. So people who actually come on YouTube and say bad things about the country, they're actually educating people. I know it sounds weird, but they're actually letting some people know, like, hey, some of these YouTubers that always talk about good things that happen and that romanticize the idea of Africa, some of them are lying. Like, let's just be honest. Some of
Mm.
these YouTubers are lying.
What? Wait, what?
I agree, and I really like this woman.
I second
I really like this
Okay,
woman.
hold up. Okay, now listen, I'm taking a break from interviewing y'all because it takes a lot out of you when you interview. So I have interviews lined up in January, but this is my break period. But wait, DJ's a reporter, so I need to clarify that. What's the lies? Like, what's an example of a lie that you've heard, African millennial?
Oh, okay. Um, okay, yeah. For instance, when you go, you can go to Africa with no money. That's like one of the biggest lies I've heard.
and get to
Yep.
Africa with
Period.
no money.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yep.
you're gonna be fine. I'm like, wait, hold up. How are you gonna be fine? It's
Mm.
not like you're a continental that has a family over there. So if you don't have a house, you could just go and sleep at your cousin's house or something. Like, how are you
Mm.
gonna pay your rent?
And I would put in there, I'm sorry to interrupt her, is that you don't being from another country, you can't just go and find work. You can't just
Right.
go and find a way to make something happen out of the blue like you could in your own country or whatever because you know what goes on. So that's all I wanted to say on that too.
Yeah.
Wait, so Dickinson's, do y'all agree that there's this myth going on that you can just show up in Africa with little to no money and be okay?
Yes,
Yeah.
because we believe that myth. Because
Six,
like
$7,000 later.
just being honest, DJ, like we're not rich. Like we are the average, everyday, paycheck to paycheck, full time entrepreneur type family. Like we have 3 teenagers. So like we are not rich. Like we couldn't even really afford to buy our tickets. We were blessed with that money to buy those tickets. And we didn't have a whole lot. We survived over there with how much we had that whole month? Probably about $1,000 with
What?
everything. So
Wow.
like
No, we spent about $7,000 together. So
how he said
if
all
that's
together.
the plane tickets,
The plane tickets were only $1,500. He
okay.
ain't paid for it. Well, he paid for it, but he didn't know all the numbers.
Oh, don't get it. Look, don't get in trouble now. I don't want you in trouble now. I don't want the man of the house to,
I ain't scared. She can come see me.
He's so crazy. But we didn't have a lot of money, but we knew that we wanted to go over there on a certain budget because we knew we wanted to pay at least like $300 or $400 to rent a month if we were going to move to a African country. So that's what we were basing our budget on daily. So we weren't trying to spend more than like $10 to $15 per day while we were staying there. That was our goal and our mission to see, like I said, if it could be a real life for us. Is can we really afford this?
Wow. Well, African Millennial, you're definitely sharing some knowledge. Please continue.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And I'm speaking from a continental perspective, but you have some of those people that will say things like, "Oh, you can go to Africa with like $1,000 or whatever." Okay, this is the difference. Yeah, as somebody who used to live in the village, yeah, I could get accommodation for $100 a month, but guess what? That means that there's no toilet, there's no indoor plumbing inside. So it's like, yeah, you can live really cheap, but you're not gonna have this type of internet first and foremost. That's gonna be an afterthought. Your kitchen is probably gonna be outside. It's, can you live with that lifestyle? And if you've never lived with that lifestyle, I don't think you'll be able to adapt just like that. You know what it is? It's not easy. It really isn't. Like, Africa is amazing, but
Yes.
you have to know why you're going there. I'll just say that you have to know why you're going there. There's some people who over romanticize the idea of Africa. Like, they'll say things like, "Oh, I want to put a bucket on my head and I want to wash clothes with my hands." And I'm like, if you've never done that before, do you know what you're talking about?
Woo-wee.
A lot of people in Africa do that because they have to. It's not because they want. Washing clothes with your hands takes hours.
I was
Took us a long
Wow.
time.
I'm just saying, like, if that's not, they're not doing that for Instagram. Like, that's their real life.
Dang. African Millennial is bringing it. If you are hearing what African Millennial is saying, drop some fire emojis in the chat. Hit the like button. African Millennial, I want to ask you this, and Dickinson's, I want you to chime in as well. So I shared a comment with someone who basically told me, African Americans, when you come to Africa, just bring your money. We don't need anything else. Bring your money. And I responded to this person that made me really unhappy because I feel that a lot of like Black Americans are only being welcomed if they're coming with money in hand. Like you said, if you are the everyday man, it's not so happy to see you. But if you're coming with a lot of cash, everybody loves you. And my point is that trillions of dollars have been poured into Africa. I don't think Africa has a money problem per se. We know that Africa is the richest continent in the world, gold in the land, diamonds in the land. So I believe that Black Americans have something deeper to offer. Now, African Millennial, what are your thoughts on that? The idea that Black Americans are only welcome if they're coming with cash in hand.
Um, I'm not gonna lie. Some continental Africans, I'm not gonna lie, they do have that in mind. Like, I think they have this feeling of, okay, well, what can the diaspora do for us? And I hate that part of it because, especially certain presidents, they're talking about, oh, these African Americans need to come home, these African Americans need to come home, And you'll have some chiefs that will give African Americans free land, but they won't say, oh, I hope that you develop that land. But that's what they have in mind. It's like, okay, I'm going to give these African Americans these land because I know that they have money so they can build shops and they can do all that stuff with that land. So it's not a lot, it's not many, but I know some have that mindset and I think it's completely wrong. And I'm actually kind of opposite. I feel like continental Africans need to save Africa. And if the
Mhm.
diaspora want to help, they can help, but it should not be a regulation that diaspora have to help. I feel like that's so selfish,
Mhm.
especially some diaspora. When I hear their stories, they're coming to Africa because they want to relax. Like some of them are retired. They're tired of fighting in America. They're tired of fighting in England. They just want to be left alone. So we should just, if anything, I feel like the diaspora who want to help, they should, but the ones that don't want to, the ones who just want to escape, they should be left alone. And it should not be a diaspora issue, because I feel like as continental Africans, you have 1.2 billion population. Why are you putting everything on 40 million people? I feel like that's so selfish. I don't like that.
Wow. African millennial, you just really spoke to my heart
Mhm.
because when I say these things, people accuse me of not liking Africans. And I'm like, this whole channel is about connecting Africa and America. We're African Americans. That's what this is about. This is passion for me. But I can't let that passion blind me to what I'm seeing. And so, for the folks in the chat and for people who watch this replay, you just heard it from an African herself that these are serious mentalities that are being placed on Black Americans, which is burdening us. We can't even get home good before we're being put into a caste when we're supposed to be going to Africa to be free. Dickinson, please speak on that.
Yeah, I know personally, I would like to say I've seen it a lot in our comments. Oh, y'all didn't have enough money. It's all y'all fault. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. And like you're saying, like we work so hard in America and we're trying to escape these certain things. Like she said, like we do just want to be left alone. Like we're so tired, we're so worn out. Then we get there and then it's like, well, no, you can't have our jobs, you can't do this, but you can come over here and create a business, you can help us build, but no, you can't just come and just be like I don't like that either.
And
I don't like that either, just being honest.
and me personally, I was just like say any other country can come, any other can come to America, and we supply them with monies, with
Grants.
jobs, with grants, and they don't have to pay back half the time. Or if so, it's like 7 years before they pay it back. So they have businesses already in order. Like I said, it feels wrong coming from here and then trying to go back home, and then you hear that same comment like, "Oh no, you have to bring us something, bring this here. Don't come without
Yeah,
this. And if you can't do it, are
something's wrong with you.
you guys ain't bringing like corporations have to come there. Like you have to be a corporation to truly have business down there, where in Tanzania area as a foreigner. You can't just be a black person or anybody just come out there with a few $100s and start your Debbie cake stand. You can't do that. They won't allow you to.
Mm. So it's not as free as what people have been led to believe. Kenyan brother, you are online. Please introduce yourself and tell us your thoughts.
Hello, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. I think I'll speak on my opinion. Okay, I respect the brother and sister experience, and I'm sorry for what they went through. But me as a East African brother, I've been living. I'm from Kenya, but I live in Tanzania for many years, for more than 7 years. Africa is not that cheap the way how this couple they thinks, because I went through all their videos. It's not that cheap. I think I understand also they went there, they did research, but I don't feel like they did like enough research, because the complaints, I respect the experience, what they say, and it's very important to share the experience, you know. But I felt like it's more the complainer complaining than because look, for example, they were in Arusha. I watched one of the video they complain about 20,000. 20,000 is like 20,000 is like a $4, and it's not that cheap like that. Like going to Africa, things are cheap. Like start a business, like because people to have to understand, there's a tax and things like that. You see. So it's not like you can just go to Africa and just grab a land and do whatever you want. The country is governed by law. There's a lot of African America in Tanzania, in Kenya, some of them. To me, I feel like if they were serious about want to, uh, why they did not use some of the African America who are on the ground, if they are felt, it's just my opinion, you know. So Africa is not that too cheap like that. It could be cheap and depend where you want to live. You can have, let's say, for example, $100, and then you want to live 5-star lifestyle. Like they mentioned, uh, they were in a village. They didn't have like access to enough toilets, but there's a hotel. There's the Airbnb. You see, I'm not being critics to the experience. So you can live in Africa based on what you can afford. You can have a $50 or $4, and then you want to live 5-star lifestyle. For example, uh, after I watched their video, I went to contact to one of the friends who live in Arusha because I know a lot of people there, and I heard there's a big African American community, and they're working on the process of getting something like people from diaspora to have access to because now you see in Ghana is big. There's a big community of African diaspora. So since there's a lot of people going to Tanzania now, a lot of people in Gambia, so they were working on something, or people can have access to. But now, if they come up with, for example, they in Arusha, I will speak to one of the East African American I spoke to. Now he was complaining the same thing because say people they're working on something positive for the people who are coming more because they need to have a larger number so the government can help. So when the trolling start, it caused bad for them because I'm not being critics to experience. I'm just saying it's the experience, but they might make it entertainment, but they make for them bad, and for the other people who are coming. But I respect the experience. So sometimes for just a message to African American brother, you know, people in Africa they do not hate you, they like you. But sometimes you have to watch what you saying. I respect the experience, but people sometimes they do like a trolling and make fun entertainment, but it can be entertained and people can get income from the YouTube. But you make it difficult for the people, who have a good intention. So
Okay.
that's the first thing I want to just share it just a little bit because even this other person is African American, and she say, you know what, is gonna get hard for them because you see Tanzania, they used to have something like people from Jamaica 1960, the first president used to take them, and that's why there's a lot of Jamaica and people from the Caribbean. You see, and even people from Black Panther. Because I stayed there for 8 years, especially in Arusha only. I traveled only directly, just a little. So it just might want to talk for now.
Yes. Okay, Kenyan brother, thank you so much. Hang on. So, for the folks in the chat who said they don't understand, the Kenyan brother said that he is from Kenya. He lives in Tanzania, and he did watch the Dickinson videos, and he thought that they were complaining and that they're going to make it hot or hard. I'm sorry for other Black Americans coming. Dickinson, this is an African man who said he watched your videos and he thought it was just complaining. You heard him direct. What is your response?
I have a few things
Don't.
to say about that because I still haven't understand how when we tell people in this video and other videos in the description and everywhere else that we can that we are sharing an experience for Americans because you all don't know how Americans act and how they will be, and we want them to understand Americans share experiences. We don't sit and we don't hide a situation or try to cover it up because, oh, it's not that bad. No, we need to know so those who have that type of those issues with stuff like that, they know how to handle them. If nobody ever says anything about it, you are going to have the wrong outcome because you're going to get people there that don't understand.
Mhm.
Now, if we would have came at it as in, oh, them MFers ain't doing nothing right, they messing around, they doing that, that's different. It's plenty of people that you can look online and find them talking like that, and then look at our content and see that there's nothing in
Mm-mm.
that type of way to disrespect, to hurt. And if you feel like that, I've got to the point to say, hey,
It is what it
it
is.
is what it is. That's you. That's who's ever with you. It's a lot of misunderstanding always from one end and not the other because I have full understanding of what we're saying. And I never said anything to hurt anybody. But it's always coming out negative. Oh, like you say, you don't have enough money. You're this, you're that. Y'all
It's y'all
agents.
fault.
It's
Yeah.
y'all fault. And like I say, even as a brother from Kenya, you can go there and you're right next door. You have relatives still in that area and you can get around a lot better than we can. And what we had and what we dealt with, yes, we wanted to be with the locals. So people keep saying we didn't. People don't want to stay with the locals. Don't want to get with the locals. Don't want to know. We decided that we wanted to know the people of Africa, not the residents, not the big time places, not all the high
Tourists. Yeah.
rises and tourist places, because that's where the Mazungos go and the Wazungos go, and that's what they appreciate the most. And my biggest problem with when we always get backlash is that you have these people of fairer skin. They can come and do, say, move, kick, scream, step on Africans, step on anybody that's in their way, do what they want to do. But as soon as an African American or someone that's black, that's not from Africa, comes or that is African, you treat them you like it's a whole nother standard they got to go through. They
Just sit
have
down and shut up. That's what
just
it feel like. Everybody just said, "Oh, just sit down, shut up, and come spend your money."
And we've heard plenty of people just say that they see white people as their angels or American
Savior.
as saviors and stuff. So, like I
Yeah.
say, I get that really teased me off because nobody's talking about having a problem with the people sex trafficking there because it's a business. Nobody has a problem with the way that people are getting treated, are getting thrown underneath the rug, or things are getting covered up because it's just you shouldn't complain about it. You shouldn't say no. You don't say nothing to us when we talk about us, and we don't say nothing to y'all when y'all talk about us. But as soon as we talk about something going on there to let people understand, to have an understanding, it's always that y'all doing this, y'all are agent. And I'm to the point where I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. Hearing
Yeah.
the same
But
stuff.
like we said before, we're unknowingly doing something that is causing all of this backlash with locals when we didn't do anything but try to be with and support the locals.
Locals.
That's all we did. So I don't know what to
It's
say to them. It's like
oh,
we can't do anything perfect enough or good enough for them, which
No.
is not about pleasing the locals. I don't feel like our experience should be based around just pleasing
And it's
everybody.
not the locals that we dealt with, it's locals online. Like,
Right. It's the people online. Nobody said anything to us in person.
no.
It's just all online.
And we didn't have any problems in person. We just explained our
No
experience,
problems.
let people know because we can go over and be ignorant as Americans. because we are those type of people to
Yeah.
let you know what's going on. And then again, if we have, just like you tell us to, oh, we got to know it's y'all culture. This is how we were raised, born, is bred into us. Don't tell us, I don't say that we're doing something wrong and you don't even understand our culture the same as we're trying to understand your
Understand
culture.
y'all. Yeah.
Wow. Kenyon brother, you've heard it from the Dickinson family themselves. I'll give you the opportunity to respond.
Okay, so me, I'll just speak according to my understanding. Okay, it's not that I'm judging them. I see how they play out. Okay, if I say, oh, they were with the local, they want to have local and build local. I watch the videos. I'm not judging them, but I feel like it's something they make it up. There's a game they play. I'm not judging them. It's how they feel. What they believe, and I respect everybody on whatever they believe and whatever they. But I stayed there for 7 years, and I can guarantee you, you know, if the money they say 20,000, 20,000 is $4, 20,000, like $7, $6. So me, for example, I'm from Kenya, and I'm not like come from the bigger West family, but those money they say is very small. I'm not judging them. I know maybe they work hard for it, but you can grow your YouTube not on negative aspect, in my opinion. You see, I'm not backlash or whatever. I know they might do like, but you can do something big. And okay, so they say they don't like the country, they don't like anywhere. Most of the Tanzania people they don't speak English. That's why I'm here
Who
to
said that?
We
because
never said
I'm a
that.
native.
That's what I'm
Let
saying.
him
I,
Y'all
I,
talk.
hear
wa-
what
Let him
y'all want
talk.
to hear.
We
Y'all
I
never
got
watch
said.
the whole videos. They are all video. Even if they not see here, they say, "Oh, well, but why now you in your YouTube on your platform you use Tanzania to sell your products like your T-shirts, your caps. If you hate that country so bad, because in your
I don't.
they 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 use they use the the labels and stuff of Tanzania to sell their products. You
Okay,
see,
No,
wait.
so
we don't
why
have a
do you use
business
it if you hate
in
that country so
Tanzania.
much?
Okay, Kenyon brother, you said that the Dickinson family used Tanzania to sell products. Can you
They
specify
use the
how
okay,
they use
okay,
Tanzania to sell products?
okay, okay. You see, I'm not speak. Tanzania is like my neighbor, and I know they don't speak English most of them. So that's why I speak here, like represent the middle of East Africa. Okay, if I hate you, for example, sister DJ, let's say I'm hating you right now, okay, and then you have your brand or whatever you have. I don't think it's right for me then to sell my product using your whatever you have. Let's say, for example, let's say you have your room or your decoration there, reaching DJ, whatever. I don't think it's good for me to sell, let's say, cups or clothing and put DJ on a clothing if I hate you so much. If you, let's just say, oh, you like this, you backward, you primitive, I'm coming to build for you, and then I come and disrespect you, and then now on my website or my link, sell my stuff using your name. So that's how they do. Because
so
I clicked the link, I saw it in the outfit in the caps they use Tanzania. So why that you say the country is bad, everything bad, whatever is bad, whatever. One thing I can tell you, I'm not judging.
You're not gonna
I'm
understand.
not judging. Okay? If I can advise you, if I can advise for all this you have said about the country, I don't know. I'm from Kenya. But when it comes to these politics things, whatever, I think maybe you can choose other country, my brother and sister. It just my advise you to go back there. Oh God.
see, but
But you can
the
go
the,
and try. You
the
can go and
problem
try, but
is,
I'm
sir.
telling you,
The
for
problem
all this
is, sir.
negative. Hello?
Hello, I was telling you the problem is you're really not listening to anything we are saying, and you hear what you want to hear. We
You
never
told me,
we never said that we didn't like Tanzania. We didn't say
It was the
it was the
worst. Like
worst.
we
We
never
didn't.
said
We
that.
never ever
but
we ever
if
said that.
we watching your video, we watch your video, you forgot, you contradict yourself. We go to your video, we watch everything. We
Okay.
watch.
That's
Okay.
DJ.
You
And
That's why
see,
that's
you
what
can
we said,
never.
DJ. We will never be able to satisfy
You
people who
can't.
do not understand us. And I'm not going to a place where they're not going to understand our culture. Because now, like we said, we have pissed off people for doing something that we didn't even think was wrong. And now we're under this light and people are trying to report us and talking about they're watching all of our videos. And I really feel like this comes from Art Kathy and other people like this. Now these continental Africans cannot see anything else but that when we share our experiences. So that's a problem.
Right.
Now we all look like Art Kathy. We all look like K and K Squad. Like what is that?
And then just to say, like I say, you did not listen to our content. This is the last time I'm going to say that because nowhere on our content did we say that we hate Tanzania. We didn't like Tanzania. Everything bad about Tanzania. That's just what you all want to hear.
Focus,
And
yeah.
you block out everything positive that we said. Did you see the 3 to 4 videos before you seen that that says how
but
beautiful it is? Did you
I
see how we
watch
said that we wasn't
everything about
playing?
your video.
Okay.
Eh,
Okay.
can I talk or you
That's
still
where you
talking?
get. No, because you're
Yeah.
Can I,
saying the same thing.
Just let
can
them.
I talk or
That's right.
you already?
I'm gonna let you talk, sir.
Can I talk or you? If you
Yeah,
Or
yeah, definitely. It sounds like you're saying that you clicked the link. You said you watched all their videos.
all of
You
them.
clicked the link and you saw shirts, cups. So this presented a problem for you. Is that right, Kenyan man? Kenyan brother?
uh,
I'm sorry.
okay, I don't think. Did you listen to me careful what I said?
Yeah.
Okay, you see, if you watch the video now, they kind of play like positive, negative. They kind of flipping around, you know. They play mind game. In the video, they portray that they hate Tanzania so bad, it's dirty, you know, people are poor. They went to stay with the local because they want to have them. They don't have anything. They want to go and build it. But in the money they mentioned, 20,000 like $4, $4,
What
four,
is
four,
so funny about
$4.
you? What is so funny?
Hey, he said
four
that when he
dollar,
said everybody
$4.
was poor,
How
it's
you
dirty.
eh?
Yes, sir.
And then in the website now, that country they hate so much. Okay, they selling the cups, shirts using the map
Using it.
and the logos and the
Using it.
everything of the place they hate so much. So that's my question. Like, if I can say I hate Americans so much, I
Mm,
don't hate African America so much, and then you see me, let's say I'm dressed in African America, how that makes sense?
mhm,
Can can
It's
we
just my opinion.
mhm.
can we
You see?
address?
So,
Yeah.
or you want to say some, or should I wait for you, or
I'm
should
gonna
I
let I'm
finish?
gonna let you
Okay,
finish.
let her finish. Okay, talk.
I just want to address the logo that he's referring to. We had that logo before we even left. We've even considered replacing that logo, but all it was is just a little flag to show that we were leaving from the United States and going to Tanzania. We wore those masks as just like a promo thing. Nobody has bought that stuff. And like I said, me and my husband, we have considered changing that logo to include every flag that we decide to go to. So if we decide to go to Mexico next, which we are looking at, we will put the Mexican flag next to the American flag. It just means, hey, this is where the Dickinson adventures are going next. This is our next adventure. So, like, we haven't made any money. If it makes you feel any better, we haven't made any money off of those shirts, cups, or anything that you've seen on our Teespring store. We haven't.
And like I say, my biggest question is if you see, I want to see where we said that we hate
Yes, and
Africa
we
and
said
we
that
hate
that the people
Tanzania
was
and the
dirty.
people in the place is dirty. Like we have never
Art Kathy said that. That's
You,
what I'm saying. So people are really taking her words and putting it on us.
and I can't keep going back and forth with him because that's the same. He's been saying the same thing over and over, and I explained to him, yes, we did not say what you're saying. We said you might be hearing something other. I explained to you that we never said I know for a fact. You can look it up and check the dates or whatever, but we never said nothing about it being that we were out there trying to help Africans because we were there for a month. Who were we helping?
Yeah.
We were out there trying to, oh, we think Africa is dirty. We don't like the people. We hate the place. When have you heard us say, even in our interview, DJ, when have you heard us say anything of that nature?
We even said we would return when all of your guests said that we shouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you get a person saying the same thing. And this is what all of them say the same
Exact
way
same thing.
over and over again. Even when you take time, break it down, explain what I said. We're Americans. They need to know stuff, this, that, that. We're not being complaining. We just letting other people know. Bum, bum, bum. You guys have another, like he just said, he think we got another motive in mind. Like, for what? For what?
Look, Sister DJ, right? Look, I'm not criticizing the experience, but you know, something I can tell you. I'm not judging on African American. I've got some of the African American friends in Kenya,
Mm.
and I can't group everyone in the same group. You see? Do
Mhm.
you understand what I'm saying? I can't put all of them in the same group. But some of the African now, they start to have that, some of the few individual, they take it, okay, if you want to grow your channel, I'm telling you what I see or I hear from other African brother and sister. Because so that it's not going to give a bad name to other African Americans. Like what you do, go to Africa, say some negative, go back, grow your channel. Because I can tell you this, sister, as back sometime in the past, I went to state, but it was for school. You see, for 3 years. But I saw a lot of things, but I'm not gonna everything I've got a reason. I can't judge people based on whatever they've gone through. I know there's something like, but I can say that I'm not that type of person like skid rows and stuff. I'm not gonna judge like why this patient this in position, let's say in a skid row. You see, even though I experienced a lot of things, when I was in state, I lost someone. I'm not gonna explain here what happened, whatever, but I cannot judge that one person and come and put in public like everybody, oh, this what happened. Let's say this group of Africa. I can't do that. So what I can tell you is I'm not judging all, but some of people that have to be very careful what they put in public because it may be entertainment, but it may be bad for the other people in the long run for the establishment or relationship. Like I say, if I can start to break down and pour what experience, there's nothing wrong to explain here. But then it might not sound so good. If I can tell you, because I was doing my studies also. So I think that's all I can say for today. And I hope nobody can take it personal. I just also spoke to what I've experienced. I mean, what I've talked to the other people here on the continent, and for what I have watched the videos, and I'll be critical. But only one thing I can advise them: if you talk bad or a lot of negative from whatever place, then I don't think it's good to go to that place again because you don't know what you're going to end up facing there.
Okay.
Because you see, sister, right? You see, in America, in Africa, different game.
Yes. I do
In
understand what
Africa,
you're saying,
can I
Kenyan
just say
brother.
something to my fellow sister? You see, in Africa, people go through a lot of, for example, the experience is different. Like, for example, in America, and I know a lot of people in America that go through a lot of. I understand to the extent. I'm not gonna say no. A lot of things about African American. And in Africa situation now, Africa they've got a lot of enemies from the West. So if you're gonna go and talk bad about, let's say, Kenya, and then now you want to turn a corner Sister, I think it's enough for today. I just came to talk some few. Maybe next time I'm gonna join you in a live. That's all.
Yes, absolutely. Wait, Kenyan brother, I want to say something to the chat. First of all,
Okay.
everyone here has the right to speak. I put out a call that this is a live call in. Anyone can call and share their thoughts. We don't have to agree, but let's be respectful, okay? Kenyan brother stepped up and he's just sharing his perspective as an East African man, and he's just saying he watched all of their videos and this is his opinion. So let's not make fun of him for having an opinion. If you disagree, that's fine. But he's just stepping up to share. Okay. So Kenyan brother, thank you for sharing your perspective. Dickinson family, I hear what you're saying too. And I watched your video recently where you spoke about being actors, and you said something very powerful in your video. You told people, if you're going to try to look us up, we've already told you who we are. Like when
Yeah.
we're acting, we have our acting videos. When we're traveling, we have our traveling videos. And I thought that was really powerful. And I thought that was really smart because you all do have people who are watching you.
Mm-hmm.
Does that shake you a little bit that people are going through all of your videos? Because that's honestly what comes with the territory.
Yeah.
Right. And we're seeing that now. Like we just got on YouTube. We really just got on here like 2 months ago. We knew that we were going and we knew a lot of people wanted to go. So just me, I am always educating people. So before we were doing this, I was educating people on hair. I even write plays to educate people on life situations. So like there's a big difference between education and entertainment. And we're not trying to entertain anybody with this information. We are trying to educate because there are a lot of people who want to go. And we're
Mm-hmm.
just being honest about our our situation. And I'm sorry, like I normally apologize to people for everything. I never want to upset anyone, but I cannot apologize for what I went through there. Like when people are saying like it's our fault and things like that, I've really been examining our trip. Like, what was our fault? Like, I want to know. I don't think that we're perfect, but what I'm finding is maybe we did not or could not afford to live in Africa, and that really hurt my feelings because how are the locals doing it? And they're saying that we have more money than them. So like I'm confused. Like, okay, so how are we gonna do this? How are we, how are we gonna do it? People don't even want us to put our business information inside of videos. Like I have a book that I wrote. I wrote that book way in 2018. People had a problem with me putting the link to my book from 2 years ago inside of our videos. But
Really?
yes, but my whole thing is that is how we get promotion. That is how people set up their YouTube videos. They put their other links in the comments. They put their other links in the description. Like, how come it's okay for everybody else to do that, but because we went to Africa, we can't do it? It's just so weird.
Yeah. Does it surprise you both that people are like researching your businesses? Like, for example, I will be totally transparent. I didn't know about like the t-shirts or cups, so that's why I asked you to clarify. But does it surprise you that people are really checking you guys out?
I mean, the only surprise to us is that it's Africans doing all of the attacking. So that was the biggest shock to us. Nobody who attacks us or threatens us or say they're reporting us to the government is American. So
Mm,
that, like I say, that's why I say we actually need some sort of support system when we go on the ground, because now they're threatening us, because basically that's a threat. You're telling me don't go back to Tanzania because we don't like the videos you made and something might happen. Like that's how I see that. And in America, we don't just threaten people like that. And
mm,
obviously over there, it's okay to threaten me like that. Just
wow.
because you don't like something that I put in a video. People aren't even bringing up that we talked about our trials in America, talked about how the police came to our house and had the wrong address. Like we talked about how the Caucasian people in our area did shady stuff to us when we was purchasing our land to actually set us back. We shared
Mm,
all of that, but
yeah.
nobody's focusing on those things. Just like we have a video from Darted Zanzibar, we talked about how much we love Zanzibar, how
Mm,
beautiful it was. We showed all kind of stuff, but I'm just kind of done with it. Like I can't really apologize, and I'm not really responding to that stuff anymore. Because to me, it's just foolishness. Like I want to see some receipts. Like even with the phone, can you please prove it? Like I'm just, I'm just kind of tired of that. But y'all are supposed to be our sisters and brothers, but then when we come there, y'all want to attack us, but don't attack the people who's actually really harming you. We
yeah.
we have no power or income to cause any problems in any community over
Mm,
there in Africa.
wow. Wow, that's deep. And I mean, it's a really tough position that you both are in because with more notoriety and more subs comes that magnifying glass.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's definitely a tough balance. So I'm not going to keep you all on too much longer. I'm going to wrap up here soon. African Millennial, do you want to say anything else? And then we'll just go ahead and wrap up Dickinson's as well.
Okay.
Yeah. I was listening to what the Kenyan brother said, and I don't agree with all that he said, but I understand why he said what he said. And I feel like it all goes back to just the fact that a lot of continental Africans, they don't understand what's going on. Like, for instance, if you look at the Ghanaian year return movement, a lot of Ghanaians, the local Ghanaians, they didn't know why African Americans were coming back to Ghana. Like, they didn't actually understand that
Mm-hmm.
these are your relatives, like, these are your descendants. So I feel like a lot of continental Africans not understanding that can also be a factor as to why we're experiencing some problems in our relationships. Because if you ask the average African American, they'll probably say, oh, yeah, I went to Africa, but I was treated like a foreigner. But then if you ask a Pan African, they'll say, well, you're not supposed to be treated like a foreigner because you guys are all the same. So that kind of disconnect in the relationship is very unfortunate, but I think that the only solution to that is that more continental Africans know what's going on, because to be honest, a lot of continental Africans, they don't understand it. They don't get it. I'll tell you this, for instance, in my case, when I was back in Ghana, I would sometimes travel across the slave castles, right?
Mhm.
But I didn't know what they were actually for. I thought that they were just castles that they built up there. I didn't actually know what those castles were for. So there's a lack of education in the part of a lot of continental Africans. And for some of them, it's so sad. They don't know about it at all. And it's intentional. So all I can say is that I feel really bad about this. But what I'll say to make some African Americans happy in this case is that I know when you speak to some continental Africans, they'll act like they're never wrong. And that's not right either. You know, Africa will never change if we don't have people who call out things that are wrong in Africa and in African culture. So even though you guys are getting some pushback from some continental Africans, please don't think that what you're doing is wrong unless you're intentionally trying to do something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know some people are not going to be in support of what you're doing, but some continentals secretly will be in support of doing what you're doing because in their country they can't do what you're doing.
Right.
Don't forget, you are in Tanzania. Well, you're going to Tanzania. A lot of Tanzanians, they can't speak bad about their government.
At all.
Yeah,
They just
At
can't.
all.
illegal.
Yeah, it is. So if you're doing that, I don't know what your intentions might be around that. Not you specifically, but I'm saying if anybody's doing that, I don't know their intentions, but please understand that they can't do that. So they might look at that and be like, wait, what the heck? What you're doing is illegal. So that pushback that you get is also kind of unfortunate. But I feel like things can get better, but it's going to get really ugly before it gets better.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely. Well, very well said, African Millennial. So I'm going to call it here, Dickinson Adventures. I'm so glad that you hopped on tonight. It's always such a pleasure talking with you. You make me laugh. You make me laugh so
Hey,
much.
listen, y'all don't know this right here because it's a lot of stuff that I was saying I mean from the heart, but I just leave it alone because I
Yeah,
don't.
I think it's just
Talking is cheap and false. You know what I'm saying? It's not needed and it's unnecessary, and
yeah.
I wish a nigga would.
Oh, well, all right. I'm going
Crazy.
to say good night to you both,
Good
and we'll
night.
definitely be watching your videos to see what's next and to
Yes,
see
man.
where you head next. ¿Hablan español?
Very little.
Okay, we'll have a great New Year's Eve, and definitely, don't take things too personal. It's just how the internet works. If y'all could see some of the comments, like I know y'all see my comments, but there's
Mhm.
a lot you don't see that don't make it past the filter. So
Yeah.
trust me, we all deal with it. But everyone say goodnight to the Dickinsons.
Good night, y'all. Have a good New Year.
Happy New Year. See you in 2021.
Yes, ready.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, that is it. We had a jam-packed show. So good to see. I'm trying to adjust because my lighting. We had a jam-packed show. We heard from the Dickinson family. We heard from the Kenyan brother. We heard from African Millennial. We heard from Pa. And it's always so important for us to have this dialogue. And I know sometimes it's going to be tough, but if we're going to make this repat movement work, that means there's going to be some growing pains. And so I just ask that we all come to the table with our thinking caps, that we be open to hearing one another. And I believe that we're going to make this happen. So that is it for me. If you enjoyed this live, drop a fire emoji in the chat, hit the like button on your way out, and say goodnight to your DJ. Let's say goodnight. So I'm going to take a minute to say goodnight to anyone who says goodnight to me. And yes, I'm so glad you joined me for New Year's Eve. The next time I see you, it will be 2021. And we have some amazing interviews lined up. Woo, it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot. If you thought that I turned it up in December, oh, it's about to get really hot in January. Okay, so Blaze says, good night, beautiful couple. Jania hit that fire emoji. Happy New Year, Nat. Chrisette hit that fire emoji. Yes, absolutely. Hit that fire, hit that like button as you head out. Good night. Happy New Year. I hope all of you have a wonderful New Year. I hope you get to snuggle up under the covers. If you have a partner, snuggle, get your cuddle on. And if you don't have a partner, get that teddy bear, get your pillow, and just know that you are not alone. You are welcome here. All right. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Good night, everyone. Bye.